Eastern regions of Croatia are in continued danger of flooding. There are reports that the river Sava has broken its banks near the village of Bošnjaci near Županja. A large part of the population are involved in trying to prevent flooding. All night, sandbags were placed on the banks of the river in an effort to defend the town of Županja. The Croatian army are also involved. Last night, a state of emergency was declared for this part of Vukovar-Srem county. The situation is somewhat better in the Požega region, where the water levels of the Orljava river are lower than yesterday, although emergency defense measures remain in force. The 300 families which were evacuated yesterday returned to their homes today. The estimated damage in the region is tens of millions of kuna. Houses, commercial buildings and a lot of farmland remain underwater. And Prime Minister Zoran Milanovic today visited the endangered area of Šamac in Slavonia, where the water level of the river Sava has reached record levels. Meanwhile, the situation in neighbouring Bosnia-Herzegovina continues to be very serious. In the last 24 hours, at least 5 people have been killed. At the moment, the worst affected areas are in Posavina and in Bijeljina. The situation in Maglaj, Doboj and Jajce continues to be critical, although water levels are beginning to recede. Evacuations there are continuing, aided by some Croatian helicopter crews. And Serbia is faring no better. The floods there are the worst in living history. The worst affected areas are Obrenovac and Šabac, where the whole population has been evacuated. Commemorations are being held today for the victims of the Bleiburg massacre. At the end of the Second World War, tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians fleeing Yugoslavia were forcibly returned by British troops, only for thousands of them to be executed. After the anti-corruption agency USKOK yesterday launched an investigation against him for abuse of office, Vladimir Šišljagić has offered his resignation as both the leader of the regional HDSSB party and Osijek-Baranja county prefect, only for that offer to be turned down by his political party. Šišljagić is accused of damaging the county's budget by at least 200,000 kuna during 2011 and 2012 with the help of 2 associates. President Ivo Josipovic has completed a 5-day working visit to the United States, whose primary goal was to stimulate investment in Croatia's energy sector. Describing his visit, Josipovic said that American oil and gas companies were interested in potential new oil and gas fields in the Adriatic Sea, and in Croatia becoming the gateway for American oil and gas exports to the whole of Central and Eastern Europe. It seems that Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović will be the HDZ's candidate for the Croatian presidential elections. Leader of Croatia's biggest opposition party, Tomislav Karamarko, has confirmed that Grabar-Kitarović is the most serious contender, but that he still is awaiting the decision of the party's presidency. In sport, Croatia's volleyball team has defeated the Netherlands 3-0 in the first match of the qualifying tournament for the European Championships. Croatia plays Montenegro today and Romania tomorrow. And in handball, Zagreb Croatia Osiguranje will face Dubrava in the final of the Croatian Cup. In the semi-finals, Zagreb beat Varaždin 38-28, while Dubrava beat Nexe 33-29. The final will be held on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Today, the women's final between Zamet and Lokomotiva will be held at 5:30 p.m. This afternoon's forecast calls for moderately to heavily overcast skies and changeable weather on the coast. There'll be rain in places, although during the evening skies will clear. Winds inland will be mostly weak. On the coast there'll be a moderate northeasterly Bura wind and a northwesterly, while on the southern coast and along the northern coast there'll be a weak to moderate southeasterly Yugo wind. Highest daily temperatures will be between 11 and 16 degrees Celsius inland, between 14 and 19 degrees on the coast.